Welcome back. My relationship thing with Henry and Victoria Dawg.
The Ten Commandments now being forced to be in all Louisiana public schools.
Heathens. Why would they do something like that? You know, we don't do stuff like that now, do we? Let's go.
So in Louisiana, who make all of their public schools K through 12 require a poster of the Ten Commandments to be put in the classrooms, and the text has to be large enough for people to actually read it, and there has to be a little context statement at the bottom stating that it's a historical document. And people are upset about this.
Why do you think people are upset about that? You know, it's 10 Commandments.
How
Matter of fact,
dare?
I'm going to read the 10 Commandments out because I want people, I'm going to read them out as they show in Scripture too, so people can have a context to this whole thing. Okay. 10 Commandments. Number 1, Uno, have no other gods before me. No graven image or likeness. Do not serve other gods. Do not take the Lord's name in vain. 5, remember Sabbath to keep it holy. Honor thy father and mother. Do not kill or murder. Do not commit adultery. Do not steal. And lastly, do not bear false witness against your neighbor. So let me ask you this, okay? Because those seem like all things that would enhance society, that would bless society, that would make people better. All right. It's like, hey, love God and love your fellow man. Okay.
Don't
now
steal,
tell
don't
me
kill.
Why that is such a controversial thing to have in school, especially in school with children who are very impressionable and all this. Please tell me.
I think
I need to know.
only because it mentions God, and only because these 10 Commandments are from the Bible.
Whoa, girl.
No, I'm sorry, I said that
saying
word.
the B word. You know, the B word. She said the B word. Wow. Right. Because it's in the Bible. Because I have a question. Why is there such a hatred of having those commandments in school, but you can have everything else
Literally.
in school?
Literally.
You can have books talking about how, the alphabet group, the letter team, and how they're doing all types of activities, all types of flags, all types of intimacy amongst children. I'm talking about third graders and fourth graders, all this type stuff in schools. Teachers running around, cheeks and Chris Brown must be at the school too. He must be at the school. All this stuff is going on in school. Bullying, everything. And
teachers sleeping with the kids
at a high clip.
Sex ed in 4th grade.
But you're upset that the 10 Commandments is displayed. Please make it make sense, because the math ain't math, and that's what the young kid, you don't know about that.
You don't either.
Yes, I do. Maybe. But the math ain't mathing with this whole thing, man, because you can't take that away. And then you look at, these people that they put over society, these celebrities that have the stars on the ground, falling stars. I'm sorry, I'm going too deep. But these celebrities are coming out and saying, "Oh no, we shouldn't have that. That's outrageous. That stuff should not be welcome and allowed in schools." But the country was built on those particular values. So how can we get so far away and so far removed from that?
That's a good question. It started with, church and state were together. We were one nation under God in the Pledge of Allegiance. We, used to swear with our hand on the Bible in the courtroom, hand over the Bible in the courtroom. And then now we've just progressed to the president. Even though we separated church and state, the president can declare June as Pride Month. You make a whole month of a holiday to the alphabet. It's not really mathing for me either. But I feel like, maybe just one domino. It's just like a domino effect. If you start letting little boundaries go, okay, I guess we'll let this in there. Okay, and now we're just a slippery slope, full-fledged, everything.
I know what you're thinking, okay? You're like, hey, you guys are supposed to be relationship people. Yeah, tell me more about the relationship stuff, okay? Give me the relationship stuff.
Is that how they say it?
Maybe, This affects marriages. This affects family, especially kids too, right?
Yeah.
So the relationship between parent and child is a very crucial one. And if your child can go to a school and get, intimacy information.
Mm-hmm.
They can go to school and say, "Oh, you're not a boy anymore. I'll show you a little boy." Girls, hey, you can go and get yourself chopped up and all this type stuff, right? You go vote for this and you do that, right? All this stuff they can get from school,
Right.
right? But they can't get the value of saying, "Hey, I'm going to honor my father. I'm going to honor my mother. Hey, I shouldn't steal. I shouldn't lie. I shouldn't covet. I shouldn't have." That's a problem, especially when you think about the dynamic that children spend more of their time at school than they do awake at home.
Yeah.
Right?
40
You're looking
hours
at
a week at school.
40 hours.
Yes. 8 hours
Oh,
a day, 5 days a week.
the math is mathing. You are pretty smart, Victoria. You
It's
are.
almost like they're training them to be an employee. Oh, too
Oh,
far.
girl,
Too
you
far.
are conspiracy theorist. You're a conspiracy theorist. You can't say that, Victoria. You monster. Either way, let's make sure that make sure we're praying for our kids, man, because that's a battleground that they are put right in the middle of.
Right.
We are in support of having the Ten Commandments there. If you think about it, when you start to quote unquote take God out of the schools have never been the same. You take God out of the courtroom and justice has never been the same. You take him out of the public square and our entire country has not been the same since that time. And people need to understand too, when you try to remove God, that's automatically replacing him with something else.
Right.
I think I just spit some bars, man. I'm just saying.
You want some Snickers for that? Snicker bar? No. Oh my goodness. But I have to laugh at your jokes.
Why do we even let you on the podcast?
Hello.
Johnny, can we get next week's episode? Can we get her off?
You want to just cut my audio so people can just look at me? I'll be mute spitter.
Oh my goodness! Thank you guys so much for joining us, Henry and Victoria Doss. We love you.